Selecting a life partner in your 20s starts a trajectory that either builds compounding stability or forces you into cycles of repeatedly restarting. This decade represents the highest long-term stakes for your personal life. The person you choose now disproportionately determines the quality and direction of the next 40 years. A compatible choice allows you to spend your middle age building on a solid foundation, while a poor selection leads to the emotional and financial cost of beginning again from scratch. Most people enter the dating market explicitly seeking a stable, long-term partner. However, modern relationship failure rates suggest that our intentions and our outcomes are rarely aligned. This raises a critical question. Why do so many of our partnerships fail to deliver the long-term stability we claim to be looking for? The recurring friction in modern dating reveals a specific flaw in how we translate our desires into actual partner selection. To find a more reliable selection method, we can look at David Buss's 1990 study, which surveyed over 10,000 individuals on their relationship preferences. The study covered 37 different cultures across 6 continents, providing a massive dataset that moves beyond the quirks of any single society. While researchers expected to find preferences shaped by local customs, the data instead revealed a consistent cross-cultural blueprint for what humans value in long-term partners. These patterns held true across vastly different social systems, ranging from the industrial commercial centers of West Germany to the rural street-level economies of Zambia. Across every culture surveyed, kindness and intelligence were consistently ranked as the most important traits for a long-term partner, regardless of the local religion or economic structure. This level of consistency suggests that these preferences are evolved psychological mechanisms designed for long-term partnership success, appearing even in societies with no shared cultural history. There is a disconnect, however, between what we say we want when filling out a survey and how we act when we are actually meeting someone. Immediate physical chemistry creates an intense biological response that temporarily narrows your focus and overrides your long-term logical goals. This illustrates the concept of stated preferences, the logic we use when planning, versus revealed behavior, the choices we make under the influence of attraction. We tell ourselves our criteria are based on the Buss study findings, kindness and intelligence. But behavioral studies, like the 2008 speed dating research, show that once immediate attraction is involved, people actually select for physical appearance and charisma, ignoring their own stated values. In the presence of a real romantic spark, we frequently abandon the evolutionary blueprint and prioritize metrics that have little to do with long-term survival or satisfaction. Relying on your gut feelings creates a sense of romantic certainty, while making you vulnerable to choosing a partner based on traits that do not predict a successful life together. Correcting this requires a framework to measure the return on investment for the traits we find attractive. We have to plot these traits by weighing their immediate biological appeal against their value in a partnership 20 years down the line. Traits like physical appearance and charisma provide high levels of immediate attraction, but offer very low predictive value for long-term partnership success. While these qualities make early dating feel urgent, they rarely provide the stability needed to build a life together. Kindness and intelligence occupy the opposite space. They offer the highest long-term value for a partnership, even without an overwhelming immediate biological response. Selecting for these qualities accurately identifies a viable partner, but it requires looking past the spark and evaluating character through a more disciplined lens. Successful mate selection requires the discipline to prioritize long-term compounding traits, even when they lack the immediate urgency of romance. Biology prepares us to be captivated by chemistry, but the data shows that only kindness and intelligence sustain a relationship across several decades. For those who date by intuition, a reliance on the spark often acts as a distraction from the traits that actually lead to the life they want to build. Understanding the research is only the first step. To make better choices, you need a method to override your own biological biases in real time. This is why you should apply the attraction-independent audit to any prospective or current partner. This week, write down specific, observed evidence of their kindness and intelligence. Look for actions you have actually witnessed, rather than general feelings you have about them. You must exclude your general impression of the person or how happy you feel in their presence. The goal is to collect objective evidence that exists separately from your current level of attraction. Decisions made in your 20s compound over a lifetime. Without the discipline to audit for kindness and intelligence, you risk building a relationship history based on variables that cannot sustain a long-term partnership.